At 5:24 this morning, we received a call for a reported structure fire at 168 Sterling Street. First unit arrived on the scene, found light smoke coming from the structure. Quickly we determined we had a working structure fire. As you probably know, this is a multiple occupancy dwelling, multiple apartments, so we had multiple people in there. The police were already underway trying to get some of the people out. The fire department initiated an aggressive search and an aggressive attack on the fire. We forced entry into some of the apartments in the building, and during the primary search, firefighters Ormsby and Clemens found a victim in the first floor apartment, apartment number 1. They subsequently removed the patient. When we got the patient outside, he was unconscious, non-breathing, non-responsive. We initiated immediate first aid measures, respirations and everything. Guilford ambulance quickly joined us. They treated the individual for a little bit on scene to get him stabilized and back breathing again, and then he was transported to Samaritan. We've transported 3 people from the scene this morning to Samaritan. The first individual and 2 subsequent, the building manager and his girlfriend, both had breathing difficulties. It's my understanding from talking with the paramedics that the patient was in very critical condition when he left the scene. Condition was not good. This could very easily be a fatal fire here in Watertown, and I understand he's now been transported to University. I believe they have a hyperbaric chamber at University. The cause is still under investigation. Other than the civilian victims, we have no firefighters injured. Basically, it was a room and contents on a single apartment. Relatively simple fire, but as we all know, smoke is deadly. And the apartment of origin did not appear to have a working smoke detector, and probably was likely contributing to the fact that we found the victim in his apartment unconscious.
Are you able to rule out arson or anything like that at this point?
Not at this point. We're doing an investigation. We want to make sure. No. We also have the state fire investigators in here with us because of the likely chance this is a fatal fire. They're required to come in and investigate all fatal fires. With the consequences we knew at the time, we invited them in and requested they be called in so that they were here from the very beginning.
And you know, was it a man or a woman that found?
It was a man we pulled out.
Around age range?
Don't know the age.
And so K9 units, they only come in if it could possibly be a fatal?
No, the inspector that got assigned to the case happens to be a K9 inspector as well. The investigator, we just called for an investigator. He happens to be the K9 investigator for the area. He was the one on call tonight. But
the state fire department has to come in if it is a fatal fire?
The New York State Office of Fire Prevention and Control comes in and investigates fatal fires and large loss fires. Very similar to Academy Street, which was a large loss. We also at Academy Street early on thought we might have people that were unaccounted for, so we called them in. We called them in this case because the person was not very likely to survive.
Was everyone in here accounted for now?
Everybody was accounted for, and the ones that were injured were treated at Samaritan.
And was everyone else treated and released at this point?
Yes, as far as I know.
And how many people were living in this building, do you know?
I don't know that. I know that I believe we called the Red Cross, and I think we had 3 displaced apartments.
And where are the people going to be right now? Is the Red Cross coming in?
The Red Cross was called in. Where the Red Cross put them up, I don't know.
But they're not allowed back in this building
at this point?
Not right now, no. Okay, anything I may have missed that you want to add for me?
That was it. Like I say, quick action by the fire department. The 2 firefighters, Jason Ormsby and Brian Clemens, did an outstanding job. Primary search of the very, very smoky apartment. You know, they couldn't see a whole lot, but they found the guy and got him out.
What apartment was that?
1.
On the first level?
On the first level.
And is that where they're considering the fire to have been started?
That's where that was the apartment of origin.
Okay, and as far as you know right now, there were no smoke detectors functioning in that apartment?
Nothing was functioning when we were here this morning.
Is that illegal to not have functioning fire detectors?
They're supposed to be in a multiple occupancy building. They're supposed to have functional detectors. We're told on some of the upper floors there were smoke detectors in apartments that were functioning. But in the fire origin apartment, we found no functioning smoke detectors.